Time to talk on business equity and opportunities about running your business day to day. PODINDY is a one-day event of training and networking for independent podcasters. It's Saturday the 4th in Indianapolis. Famed podcaster Dave Jackson and others will be there to guide you through planning, launching, growing, monetizing your independent podcast. We have a bit of experience with podcasts through the All Indiana Podcast Network. Alan Haw is the managing editor of the network. He talked with Dr. Brad Miller, creator of the Cancer and Comedy podcast, about how to launch and grow your own.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
Here we are. We're going to talk podcasting with Dr. Brad Miller, podcast coach and organizer of the PODINDY Podcasting Conference. Welcome, Brad.
Hey, delighted to be with you, Alan, and pleased to share a little bit about one of my favorite topics, podcasting.
So podcasting, I guess we ought to get down to the basics here and talk about what a podcast actually is.
A podcast is a recorded message. It can be very brief, it can be very lengthy, and it can oftentimes can be time shifted, which means it can be recorded and then the person who listens to it on their phone or on their computer can listen to it whenever they want to. It makes it a little different than broadcast, which it's a time frame. You have a certain time that you need to listen to the DJ or to the television program, whatever it is, but you can listen to a podcast at any time.
So over the years, podcasting has grown, and now it's gotten to the point that we now have a podcasting conference here in central Indiana.
Absolutely. PODINDY.com is coming to Indianapolis on November 4th, 2023 in Whiteland, Indiana. It's going to be held, the venue is going to be at the Heaven Earth Church at 309 East Main Street. That's right across from the Whiteland Community High School. And what that is just a one-day event, one afternoon really, 12 to 5. And the organization I'm part of, the podcast that I do, which is called cancerandcomedy.com, is bringing in a Hall of Fame podcaster, Dave Jackson, to headline the event. And we're just going to focus in on how independent podcasters, can plan, launch, grow, and monetize their independent podcast. And we've got some local legends, including one Alan Hall from the
All Indiana
Podcast Network. Who's going to be there. And as far as I know, Alan, maybe you can help date me here. It's the first live podcasting event in Indy, maybe ever, but at least for a long time.
The first one that I know of.
Yeah.
And so now podcasting for you has grown to the point where you want to organize an event for other podcasters, such as PODINDY. So who are you hoping to reach with PODINDY?
I want to reach people who are the independent podcasters. That is the people who have an idea, a passion, and they want to get the word out there.
I mean, maybe it's your passion about your niche hobby, or it could be your passion about the business that you have and to tell the world about what it is that you do and how you can help them through what you do.
Oh, yeah. There's people who are business consultants and coaches and things like that. There are also people who do things like knitting, and do things like sales for trinkets and things like this, building model boats. I've heard of all kinds of podcasts where people can talk about whatever their passion is. They're able to talk about it and get it out there. And but not everybody is always well versed in kind of the how-to do it. And that's why we've created PODINDY.com to help those people who are listening to our voices here today think, I just need a little push here, a little opportunity to give a little bit of training to get me going. And if you come to PODINDY.com, we're going to help you do just that, to get your podcast out of your head, into the microphone, and out to the world.
So if somebody goes to PODINDY with an idea that they want to bring into the world, and just maybe need somebody to help hold your hand as you go through the process, what are they going to get at PODINDY?
What they're going to get at PODINDY is Dave Jackson is a Hall of Fame podcaster. He is our key leader through the whole day. His book is called Profit from Your Podcast. So he teaches the whole process of how to plan, launch, grow, and monetize your podcast. So those 4 pillars will be a great part of what we're doing. And that'll be interspersed with some of the other elements of a podcast.
So if somebody is still thinking about maybe wanting to do this, but needs just that little extra kick over the line? What can you tell them to
Well,
help
here's
them
a
out?
couple of cool things. First of all, if you go through the All Indiana Access, and we can offer you a 15% discount if you just put in Wish TV there. That'll give you a 15% discount on the $27 tickets. Also, at this event, we're giving away a couple of books. Dave Jackson has a book called Profit from Your Podcast. He's going to sign a couple of copies. That'll be a giveaway. And one of the cool giveaways we're going to have is a complete podcast studio that's going to be made available by one of our sponsors, is the Focusrite folks. And they are providing a studio which includes a mixer, headphones, and a cool mic. That'll get you started right there. So there's a few things that could be helpful to be incentive to you.
All right. Well, hope everybody comes out to PODINDY and also the Clean Comedy Cancer Benefit event that's going on November 4th in Whiteland.
It's all at Whiteland, Indiana, Heaven Earth Church, 309 East Main Street, right across the street from the Whiteland Community High School.
PODINDY is happening Saturday from 12 to 5 just south of Indianapolis in Whiteland at Heaven Earth Church. For links and more information, head to beoshow.com. Use the QR code to get there right now. Coming up, our success